series is going to be a crazy one to watch. Unfortunately, right now, guys, Marz's stream is not up for the time. So once that one is up, we'll have that final box put in. But like I said, man, 75%. That's all we can do for the time. But let's take a look at our landing locations. What we got, the floating island right now for Aiden and Thieves. They're going right back to these hot drops.
Yep, they love this spot on top island because a lot of people love to go to these islands. Typically, it's more skilled players, though, and it's hard to pick up those kills. The fact that they're landing there and have such confidence there really says a lot about this duo right now. Meanwhile, it looks like Drama and Marz opted to land towards Risky. So two interesting drops. One's a little bit more aggressive on the island, and one's at Risky, a little bit more passive, where it's hard to pick up eliminations off the bat.
It's kind of funny with a name like Risky Reels, you'd assume that it would be
more risky.
Yeah, but not at all. Actually, like I said, the more passive of the two. I will say, though, there are some very solid players in Risky. So keeping that in mind, you could be finding yourself in a pretty awkward scenario. They are going to go ahead and toss out that portal fort, going to plant it right in front of that screen, going to block everyone's point of view. And it looks like they might have somewhat of an intel on as to where a few players are based off of Marz's aggressiveness. I thought they might have spotted someone, and yes, in fact, there is another portal fort stacked up next to each other. They've got the two towers going right now, and we'll see if they can act like Legolas and fire some shots from afar, but it's actually the opponents are doing the damage. 35 HP right now here for Drama.
Oh, my goodness. He's in a tough spot here. You hear him say it's all you. I think his teammate is somewhere near him. Drama's not much health. Aiden picking up people elsewhere, and just like that, Drama says he's going to die. He's in a tough spot. He's getting surrounded, somehow still alive, has no more mats just about. And his teammate needs to get there. He's able to pick up one somehow, some way. Dramas and Marz are going to do it. Marz keeps his teammate alive, and Dramas clutches up as well. And Optic Gaming is off to a great start.
Dramas, after that entire thing, decides to go ahead.
You can feel the stress in his face, right?
Yeah,
you can see the stress in his face.
He's got so much stress, he just had to go to the bathroom for a minute. Going to take that chug jug, going to be back up to 200 HP. But my, it was looking so grim for them. And we constantly talk about Fallout with these being single elimination tournaments and with it being kind of the format the way that it is, losing your teammate early on in the game is so unfortunate, especially in the very first match. If we would have saw someone go down in that situation, you could argue it's probably going to be game, at least up to that point. But speaking of game, Aiden, very low on HP. Unfortunately for Thieves, he is taken down and thirsted. Looks at this player, decides to go and rock Indiana Jones, but unfortunately he will fall back down. Aiden all up for his team. If he drops here, Fallout, this would be a huge loss for this side.
Yeah, Thieves did get thirsted early. And here it comes. A couple of stickies thrown at his feet right now as his opponent. And Aiden, such a clutch elimination right there, at least a knock. Now in a 1-versus-1 build fight. Of course, Aiden's going to get the quick edit and win that one. Picks up another. I believe that's 2 down right now. And I think that should mean either 1 or 2 more. He's going to get the elim right there pretty easily. You got it, brother. And you hear Thieves giving him some gas right now.
You got it, brother. Oh, man, you love to see.
I hope he does.
The great comms coming in. You see him just waiting potentially for the res. I think that's what Aiden's baiting on right now.
I'm going to let him jump down first.
You can just hear him saying, we're going to see him jump down first. I want to see him try to make a mistake, and I believe he gets shot in the midst of doing that. 15 HP. He just went down by 50. I don't know what he got hit by, but my goodness, did that take a huge toll on him up to this point, but he fights it, takes him down, and will stay alive for the time. Aiden, living on the edge to no avail, somehow stays alive and takes down an entire squad by himself.
Unbelievable. With 15 HP left, and that member he was fighting had Aiden weak and hit a rift to try and get high ground. Smart decision ultimately. Aiden drops low ground and still comes out on top of the elimination. That's how good he is. And now it all comes down to Aiden with 75 HP and no heals to his name. Looking for some mats, looking for some heals right now is Aiden, but he's going to be up against the duo in Optic Gaming. Wow.
Yeah, this is a very awkward spot to be in. Granted, we give him the props of staying alive, but that doesn't mean the task is over. If anything, the task now begins with what nearly under half the lobby still up. There are a ton of players still left to find, as we saw Aiden screen for the time, saw a bunch of players kind of flying around, and this is what we're seeing. Marz, shout out to his stream now being up, as we're going to see he, along with Dramas, decides to fly in on his parachute just outside here of Wailing Woods. Decides to go ahead and take the wind tunnel up
try and push me
and try to re-engage.
Here you heard Drama's comms come through. He's going to try and push me, says Drama. So Marz comes on the flank right here. Has a great flank opportunity for Marz. He's going to tag for a few shots. Picks up a down. Can he get the second down here? Good shots. It's not even going to matter. Those whites should be enough. He's going to trust his teammate Dramas to pick that knock up. That's why he turned his head right there. Smart decision by Marz. The chemistry and the teamwork from this duo is really showing.
Definitely is. A lot of shields taken off, and it looks like he will rock the pyramid. Fantastic stuff coming through from Marz. I love what he does there. He puts down the pyramid, decides to back up and try to re-engage, and it looks like he will have the high ground advantage, and now it's just a matter of spraying through the walls. But there's not just one, there's two teammates here, and at the same time, Aiden also falls, so they are off the board. They are wiped from this game number one. Drama's the only man currently on 2 feet. And we'll see if he can try to go for the res. Pulls out. It looks like the grappler. Can he stay alive? Gets the nice shotgun shot. Is this a solid Skull Trooper or not? Can he find the fight? It's coming down to this.
Dude, how many times
oh my gosh. So many missed opportunities. So many shotgun shots that could have connected. And because of that, this Skull Trooper still has a chance to live here. And has high ground. He does have a grappler, so he can retake high ground if he wants. He's going to just reload his gun. Smart decision from Dramas. Marz is still on the ground here, and it all comes down to this. The Skull Trooper, he hits the grappler shot. He's going to connect for the elim, and Optic Gaming stays alive. Huge plays from Dramas in the 1v to keep him alive in this one.
What a play from Dramas. We saw both players kind of basically shift from low ground to high ground. Dramas had that very trusty grappler. What an insane play. That was unreal stuff. My goodness. Dramas going big, saving the team, and now that's only going to be an even bigger advantage for those two coming in here toward what will be this game number 2. But like we said, man, 28 elims still alive. They're to go ahead and decide to take quite a few of these resources. They earned it after all the elims, after all the fights that just took place here inside of just toward the northern side of Tomato Temple.
Yep. So now 5 eliminations. 4 Dramas. Marz, I know, has at least 4 or 5 or more. 6 to his name, actually. So it's 11 eliminations total between these two. Aiden and Thieves picked up a couple. But now, Optic Gaming in the driver's seat right now. Let's take a look at both of their feeds in the with the beautiful overlay.
Right now.
Let's get to see that nice Legion logo as well.
There's so many people.
Absolutely, and of course, if you guys are interested, Legion Sunday Showdown is sponsored by Lenovo Legion, a series of gaming desktops, laptops, and cubes with unmatched performance and clean, purpose-built designs available at lenovo.com/Legion. Lenovo Legion gaming desktops, laptops, and cubes combine a sleek exterior with some serious firepower under the hood. Lenovo Legion, stylish on the outside, savage on the inside.
Ooh, with the tagline right there.
Whew.
I love it.
Gotta love it. Shout out to Lenovo Legion, man. Of course, Sunday Showdown powered by them along with us here at UMG. But, of course, using those umbrellas right now are the Optic squad, looking where they might try to dive in for next, as constantly seeking out through these POIs as they want to take back this lead here, Fallout, and try to have a decent advantage coming into that game number 2.
Yeah, completely agreed. And I got to give a big shout to Lenovo. I mean, you love when organizations, hardware providers, et cetera, get involved and support a community initiative like this. I mean, really, this is one of the few opportunities that amateur players have to compete, to show themselves, to make a name for themselves. And we get to see it. Our other semifinal match happening right now are 2 qualifier teams that are going up against pro players and trying to make a name for themselves. They might even get signed as a result of the Lenovo Legion Sunday Showdown. It's really awesome to see. A big shout to Lenovo and to Legion for making this all possible. Supporting the Fortnite community in a major way.
Absolutely, man. We've been very nice and grateful to have a lot of these laptops as I've been writing down my many pages of notes on my Wi-Fi 30. Desperately need the notes to try to track all the placements after all the tournaments that we've had, all the insane matchups that have taken place throughout the weeks. But as we go on, it looks like we are going to be seeing a few minis found here for Dramas, Marz, and Co. Just trying to stack up. Maybe going to take a few of these Shadow Stones as well. And we've talked about that bunny hopping strategy as well. That's coming pretty big. I haven't been able to watch that too much, at least in our Sunday Showdowns. But, man, does that give you a huge advantage roaming throughout the map? Just the ability to cover that much ground is so crucial, especially in a format like this.
Yep. Of course, you don't know we're mentioning about bunny hopping. With Shadow Stones, you'll see it right now in just a bit. Actually, no. Big fight's about to go down here. And on board with Dramas. Dramas is trying to get high ground. His teammate's going to come through and help out in a big way. That's against the Skull Trooper. Surprise, surprise. As Skull Trooper's going to get tagged up. His builds, he's ultimately going to go down. That's Killer Joe of YouTube, by the way. Look him up on YouTube. Subscribe to. No, he's going to get taken out. by Dramas.
I don't
and
think
Marz.
Killer Joe fired a bullet. To be honest.
don't watch his YouTube.
No, of course. Shout to Killer Joe, but I was just waiting for a bullet to come out. But I don't think he did any damage to the opponents there. But I don't know. Maybe just allowing the opponents to have their way, as he was the one getting scared in that situation. But seeing a few people cross the river, these fights are not done. There still is a few more opponents just in front of them, and going to go and pull that grenade launcher. I feel like this gun is constantly talked about, but it is so underrated. The ability to literally fire your weapon at someone while not getting shot. He just did 100 damage to both of them. All right, well, there you go. Perfect situation.
That'll do it. And, you heard Drama say he's dancing. Maybe some Optic Gaming fans out there that are – no, I'm just kidding. As two eliminations – exactly. 2 eliminations picked up right there for Dramas and for Marz. That's going to be helpful. 14-12, you hear it, is the score right now. And so, wow, Aiden and Thieves were able to pick up quite a few to keep themselves in this one. Only 13 left here, 11 not including themselves. So really, unless they slay out here, it's going to be a close one coming into Game 2. I mean, I'm excited for this Game 2 and how it all breaks down, especially with Aiden on the other side.
Yeah, that team is such – are such heavy hitters. You almost kind of have to rely on your game plan being them dropping early, because to match their aggression is nearly impossible. But speaking of aggression, they're getting a decent practice right now as the OG side, as Drama decides to go ahead and combo that shotty along with the SMG, but unfortunately the smart trap play comes through from the other player.
No, give me.
And you hear the
I was like, he's falling into a trap.
You got to get me.
But
Takes down the trap. I believe also finds the elims as well. That's going to be 7 for Marz, but even more importantly, the revive that's going to happen as Dramas will stay up. But I believe there are still more fights to come. Yep, someone just in the apartment next door. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
They're going to drop down here.
Maybe there isn't someone. I could have swore there was someone here. Maybe not. Am I just going crazy?
I set you up perfectly, Landon.
I know, you did.
Gosh.
My eyes are going out.
We got to pull that off in the finals now, all right? We got to bring back the knock-knock jokes. Here we go. Speaking of which.
There they are. I saw them.
You saw me or heard them. Is knock-knock? How's that work?
I need eyeglasses. I need something. I feel like I should have, I don't know, some type of, something like that. I'm a 22-year-old old man. It's definitely odd. But here come the grenades and co as OG look to try. These explosives are just too good. They don't even have to fire their weapons. They can just use the explosives.
Yep, all explodes all day for these two. He's going to hit the nice heavy shotgun shot. Can he connect? Oh, no, he's going to get taken out. So he had the clear advantage in that one. He had high ground and the first shot. All up to Marz now. Actually, sorry, that's Dramas. Trap plays coming through. Marz gets eliminated. Dramas trying to take him out. He's going to connect for one. Is he going to go for the elim? Yes, he does. He gets it. And now, in a 1 versus 1 that could dictate their lead coming into the second game here is Dramas.
All down to him as he can try to distance himself, but for how much longer, right? He has 9 opponents left to face. As that's most likely a heavy sniper that just took down that entire structure.
And if I'm him, I'm going down there. I'm looking to see if there were there any heals. Not sure if there were. You hear a team, he might grapple to this guy and do something to him.
Confidence. You love to see it.
Oh my gosh, this is
Will it pay off?
He's going to hold that high ground. You hear his teammate.
But he's got to be careful. There's a player just toward his left. There's a player with the sniper. He's made his position known. He's revealed himself. Wants to have that build for his own, but unfortunately will get taken down by, what a name, Beef Couch. That's one to not use. That's interesting. But regardless, well, I think he ended up taking a big shot, had 18 HP, falls to his death. Crazy stuff. Wasn't able to really capitalize.
And that sets us up for a great Game 2. We'll get the final score for you guys. Whew. It's going to be a close one. Look at that, 16-12. Only a 4 elimination lead right now for Optic Gaming. I got to ask you, Landon, your predictions coming into this Game 2. Who do you think is going to take it? 4-point lead for Optic, and they're looking sharp.
That's a good one to ask, man. I'm going to go with Aiden and Thieves, man. I feel like they are just so strong despite having the 4 elimination deficit coming into this game. I think as long as they play, not necessarily passive, but we see, like, they drop early. Like, Aiden literally was playing pretty much this game, 80% of it by himself. Yep. And they still are only down by, a squad. That's literally it. So I feel like if they're able to stay alive, play their lives a little bit more effectively, maybe play not as aggressive in certain situations, I think they should take this one. I think throughout all the series that they've had so far, they're really learning from their mistakes, and I think they capitalize on it here.
Interesting. You have it. Ghost Gaming, Aiden and FaZe Clan Thieves prediction from this guy. Meanwhile,
I saw it. I was getting ready to call it out.
I'm repping
OG.
Optic Gaming, baby. However, I'm taking off my mic for this one. Are you ready for this?
Oh, gosh. I think I know what's about to happen. You going for it?
Going for it.
I got to hold your microphone. Who is Fallout supporting? Who is he going for? Ghost! Oh, gosh! Out of nowhere! Despite having the green wall wristband, he's supporting Ghost.
Ghost Gaming. I'm repping my man Aiden. I'm repping Ghost Gaming in this one. As I'm a little tangled up here, I'm just going to chill. I'm just going to hang out here. Ghost Gaming is going to take it. I think Aiden's going to clutch up. You cannot doubt this guy. He clutches up when it matters the most. Ghost Gaming and Aiden and FaZe Clan. I think they got this one.
You know what? Just imagine.
Please don't take that off, Landon.
I think we might get banned for that, so not even going to try. But wow, that was like a Monte Cristo type tomfoolery you just pulled in the chat. Yeah. I'm not going to lie, I thought you might have had an Optic Gaming jersey, but all Ghost. But
you thought it was going to be an Optic jersey, too.
I thought it was.
You thought I was full fanboy.
Well, I was like, okay, where's he going with this? And I was like, okay, he's got to have like something underneath the sweatshirt.
The opposite. We don't show cashier's bias here. We show support for all organizations and teams. But this one, I got Ghost Gaming.
You got Ghost?
A shirt outweighs a wristband, I think, just a little bit.
That's true.
Unless Optic wants to send me a shirt. No, I'm just kidding. I already have one.
You can tweet a follow that.
Just kidding. But we're having some fun here. Big shout out to Ghost Gaming, of course, the Ghost organization, supporting the Fortnite community in a huge way. I mean, they have the most disgusting lineup and roster. Aiden, of course, included, the best console player in Fortnite, in my opinion. I'm excited to see what they can do here.
Absolutely. It looks like for both of our teams, we're going to be seeing a Salty Springs drop come through from Aiden and Thieves, having a minor deficit when it comes down to this particular game. But it looks like for the boys of Optic, they are going to be making their way toward the houses just outside of Shifty Shafts, just trying to get pretty much well kitted up. As it looks like a Thief spotting someone early sitting inside of a garage, as they're also going to find a very nice chug jug off the body. That's always nice to find a few of those around the map from time to time. Do you think, I got to ask you, in this situation for Aiden, does he thirst it or do they continue to look for shields? It looks like they don't even have an opportunity to do so. There's so many fights happening at all times.
Wow, what an aggressive. A salty drop is pretty aggressive here. They're down by 4. I think it's the right call, and ultimately the bust didn't really help their plan to go island. So they dropped Salty. Meanwhile, I actually didn't see where Dramas and Marz dropped. They were over at Shifty again. They like that Shifty drop. It worked out well for them last time, and we're going to see them do it again here.
I wouldn't say for Aiden and Thieves, so they've got to be very, very careful. But speaking on careful, shot coming out potentially from the OG boys as they have seen a few enemies, a few players spotted in Shifty, and we'll see how they try to engage here.
I'm excited to see if they can hunt this down. Looks like they did get a knock early, so that does give them a 2v3. And the reality is, in these high elimination...
sniped him in the butt!
Yeah, in these high elimination formats, though, you trust your team. 2v4 is pretty tough to win, but if you have a 2v3 or a 2v2, you can almost guarantee they're going to win that fight. And you want to think with that mentality. Any 2v2 you have to fly at. 2v4s you got to give some respect to. But ultimately, you need to be a little cautious here. They call this Scully. Scully gets taken on as well. So there you have it. They knock one early. They have a 2v3, and they play with aggression because they recognize, hey, we're pro players. We're going to be able to really win any 2v3 in this lobby.
And that's great as well for the OG boys, because as they take down that squad, all of the loot that was just gained in Shifty Shafts now is in their inventory, because I'm pretty sure that team was looting, like I said, inside Shifty. They were looting the houses just outside, so they're sitting pretty good when it comes down to the resources. They're collecting basically everything around this particular point of interest. But as we speak of interesting plays going down, it looks like for Aiden and Thieves, they're still venturing here in Salty Springs. They landed, for the most part, kind of in the outside buildings, but they've now made their way fully in and taking down a few fallen enemies along the way. As, like I said, man, they've already got 7. Like, they have 7 already.
Yep. So here's what's interesting. It might come down to the drops here, Lando. And the reality is an aggressive Salty drop for Ghost, a really passive Shifty drop here, and they found a squad there, which is fortunate for them. Right. But ultimately, only down by 1 right now. 20-19 is the score here, as they already have 7 eliminations here on the Ghost Gaming and FaZe side. Make that an 8th. We're tied at 20 here in game number 2. This one's going to come down to it. It's going to come down to the wire, and it's going to be a close one.
And I believe they also have that rift to go. Once they've kind of fully looted everything, they might try to head toward the skies and venture elsewhere, but it looks like Drama decides to go ahead and rock that Shadow Stone. He's going to go ahead and enter in toward Greasy Grove, and boy, has he found himself behind enemy lines, but unfortunately he misses the fight. This is a huge moment, puts down the pyramid, blocks that player's vision for the time, and trying to challenge these players in 1v1 engagements as Marz decides to join alongside of him. We'll see how he can provide that cover fire, but boy, what an opportunity that was for Dramas, but just couldn't land that last shot.
And they got some tough players ahead of them. I mean, these players know how to build. They're competitive players, you could tell. I mean, they're at least high-skill players. And now Dramas out of mats. He's going to be in a pretty bad spot here. Connects a rocket launcher to the face. Tough situation for Optic Gaming. Meanwhile, all up to Marz right now. They're all tagged up. There's Rockets. I'm not sure if he knocked the Rockets guy, but he is no health, no mats right now, and it might cost him. Optic Gaming is in a pretty tough spot right now. If you're a fan of the green wall, you got to give prayers for Optic Marz in this one.
Yeah, Aiden and Thieves also are up, but just like that, the drop comes in. There's a knock. Aydan goes down, so this could be a huge moment. Marz just needs to stay alive. Spot someone hitting.
He has no mats. He has no mats.
He's got to be careful around this gas station.
Imagine fighting in Fortnite with no mats, with $10,000 potentially on the line here. He's going to get the thirst, going to pick up some mats as well, and RPGs if he wants them. But 4 RPGs to his name.
Oh.
Did he get no mats from that?
Keep in mind.
He must have gotten quite a few mats, at least a few mats.
Yeah.
Only has 29 total mats. Thieves is going to go down. They're tied. No, I think they win. I think that's it.
I don't know. It's very close at this point, regardless, for Optic Gaming's.
We only need one, I think I just heard.
Resurgence, they need to stay alive. This is a big moment. 60 HP. He has a rocket, and here's his opportunity. He lands it, and that very well might have just have done it. As they're going to celebrate, I believe, with that one rocket, the ability to stay alive for Marz. That rocket will shoot them into the finals to face off against Jorberry and Gaffo, who just took down Boxy and See Dark. You hear the hype coming through. OG makes it in, and despite our praise, despite your shirt, despite the apparel.
Excuse me, producer, can you wait to come? Oh, geez, can I feel, you know, Optic Gaming is going to win.
Oh, man.
All good
I don't have any green on, unfortunately.
But what a match. I mean, the fact that they clutched up in that fight against sweaty players at Greasy Grove says so much about this Optic Gaming squad, how good of a duo they are. That was a 2v4 against a solid squad of 4 somewhat competitive, skilled, and sweaty players, and they come out on top. So well done right there by Dramas, by Marz. Optic Gaming advances to the grand finals. Is this the first time we've seen Optic in the final?
Yeah, I don't
Since
think...
Friday Fortnite? Did they ever make a Friday Fortnite final?
I don't believe this particular...
So.
I don't believe Optic at all did. Yeah, now that you bring that up, that's interesting.
Optic Gaming squad.
Stats coming out.
I mean...
No, it didn't happen. It didn't happen.